This video is about the section of US Route 19 in Virginia. For the entire route, see US Route 19. US Route 19 is a part of the US highway system that runs from Memphis, Florida to Erie, Pennsylvania. In Virginia, the US highway runs 88.89 miles between a pair of twin cities, Bristol, Tennessee and Bristol, Virginia at the Virginia-Tennessee state line, and Bluefield and Bluefield at the Virginia-Ray Circumflex West Virginia state line. Between its endpoints, US 19 has lengthy concurrencies with US 11, US 58 alternate, and US 460 during its course connecting Abingdon, Lebanon, and Tazewell within Washington, Russell, and Tazewell counties in southwest Virginia. US 19 enters Virginia concurrent with US 11 at State Street, which follows the Virginia-Tennessee state line as the main street of Bristol, Virginia to the north and Bristol, Tennessee to the south, and forms the easternmost part of SR1 west of the intersection. The two US highways and SR 381 head north along Commonwealth Avenue, a four-lane divided highway that intersects Goode Street 1 block north of the state line. Goode Street carries US 421, and both US 11 truck and US 19 truck through the Bristol Commercial Historic District. US 19, US 11A, US 421, and SR 381 meet the southern end of SR 113 at separate intersections. Cumberland Street carries northbound SR 113 east and Sycamore Street carries the westbound direction. The four highways continue north to east-west Euclid Avenue, where US 11A has its northern terminus. SR 381 continues north along Commonwealth Avenue to the southern end of I-381, a spur south from I-81. Westbound Euclid Avenue heads west carrying northbound US 421 and southbound US 11W. US 19 turns east to join US 11 on eastbound Euclid Avenue. US 19 and US 11 head east as a two-lane divided boulevard through a residential area. The street becomes undivided shortly before the US highways reach the northern end of SR 113, which heads south toward Virginia into Mont College and downtown Bristol. US 19 and US 11 continue northeast on Lee Highway, which here and in much of Virginia is a three-lane road with center turn lane. The highway meets I-81 and US 58 at a diamond interchange with a rakish angle. US 19 and US 11 pass under Norfolk Southern Railway's Pulaski District and cross Beaver Creek before leaving the city of Bristol. The two highways continue northeast through Washington County, where they pass Virginia Highlands Airport, before entering the town of Abingdon. At the west end of town, US 19 and US 11 intersect SR 140, a connector between the US highways and I-81, that also serves Virginia Highlands Community College. The US highways continue east as Main Street, which passes under the Norfolk Southern Rail line before US 19 turns north onto Porterfield Highway. US 19 heads northwest as a four-lane divided highway that is joined by US 58 alternate, before leaving the town of Abingdon. The two highways cross Walker Mountain, and briefly follow the North Fork Colston River before following Moccasin Creek through Moccasin Gap between Clinch Mountain to the west, and Brumley Mountain to the east. US 19 and US 58 alternate enter Russell County at Little Moccasin Gap, a short distance east of where the highways diverge at Hansonville. US 19 continues northeast by the village of Willis before reaching Lebanon. At the southwest corner of the town, the US highway has a diamond interchange with US 19 Business and SR 660. US 19 has a diamond interchange with SR 654 before meeting the eastern end of US 19 Business east of Big Cedar Creek. US 19 continues northeast as the Trail of the Lonesome Pine, which has an intersection with SR 80 at the hamlet of Smithfield. The two highways run concurrently to Rosedale, where SR 80 heads north as Redbud Highway. at Southwest Virginia Community College at the Russell-Tazewell County line. US 19 veers north through Wardell and crosses the Little River. The US Highway curves east again and meets US 460 at Claypool Hill. US 19 and US 460 parallel the Clinch River and Norfolk Southern Railway's Clinch Valley District through Pounding Mill and Clifffield to the hamlet of Pisgah, where US 19 business and US 460 business head south as Crab Orchard Road toward Frog Level.